Greek police are beginning to move refugees out of a makeshift camp next to the border with Macedonia. Macedonia is only allowing through refugees from Syria, Afghanistan and Iraq and considers anyone else to be an economic migrant. Well, that has left thousands of people stranded at the border, and Greek police are asking them to return to Athens and register for asylum there. So let's go to Anelise Borges, who's on the border at Idomeni. Anelise.
Yes, Matt. Now the situation here is relatively calmer now. We've seen more and more people boarding those buses, those free buses provided by the Greek police to go back to Athens. But many remain here and they insist they are not going to go anywhere. They have nowhere to go. They want to continue north. Now, to talk a little bit more about the situation here, I'm joined by Giorgos Kosmopoulos. He's the director of Amnesty International Greece. You have been following this crisis now for months. What's happening here in Idomeni with thousands of people stranded? Could this have been avoided?
Well, it's certainly not a surprise. The numbers of people arriving in Greece has had a very sharp increase. We talk about more than 700,000 people who entered. And what we're seeing in Idomeni is actually the exit point from Greece. So as long as there is war, as long as there are grave human rights violations in the region, people are coming, should be coming, and Greece, and especially the European Union, should have come up with a way to treat these people more and more humanely, rather than just erecting fences, just tossing the ball from one state to the other, which doesn't resolve anything at all. All we see is bad reception conditions, and today and the previous days we've seen discriminatory practices right at the border between Greece and Macedonia. Some nationalities are let in, others are not, but all of them, or any of those people who have been rejected from entering, could have been refugees, might have been fleeing from war, and if we send them back, they might be facing even death or torture again.
Police had warned these people would have to leave, but they're not forcing anyone out. How long do you think this situation here will last, and what do you expect to see from authorities?
Well, I expect authorities to act with restraint and totally within the limits of human rights, within what human rights prescribe. Any use of force has to be proportional and actually should refrain from using force, because those people who are here, most of them or all of them, are desperate. They didn't come all the way here to protest or cause trouble. They came here because many of them, all of them, have serious troubles back home, and what they want is just to seek a future for them and their families where they can actually find employment, or where they can be free from torture or grave human rights violations. So therefore we should treat these people with the dignity and the respect they ought to be treated. And it's bad, and it's like a stain in our collective memory for the European Union, probably the biggest political and economic bloc in the world, not being able to provide for the very basics for these people.
To help these people. Giorgos Kosmopoulos, thank you so much from Amnesty International. And we're going to continue here in Idomeni monitoring the situation, of course, as more and more people board those buses back to Athens, and others insist they will stay here until those borders open so they can continue their journey.
Anelise Borges on the Greece-Macedonia border, thank you.